Yo, hello. Welcome to the AM session Silver Bullet for Thursday. 10 minutes ahead of 10 a.m. Welcome, Mr. Breaker Futures. Hello. As always with an idea what the market will do. Great. Alright, so I'm looking currently at the RTH chart for Nasdaq Micros. And yes, in same way both are having on the RTH basis a very smooth pool of sell-side liquidity. That's something worth mentioning. The Nasdaq basically opened unchanged almost. ES had a little premium opening range gap. YM a dirty dog, largest gap, but I'm not really interested in this one. So we are at all-time highs again, almost based on the RTH, yes, but overnight we have a higher high right there, so that's where the buy side liquidity resides. So this is kind of how the range looks like so far. The engineered sell side liquidity, look how close price went to those lows, but then rejected that. At 9:30 traded higher, took minor buy side right there and almost to that major buy side. ES making steady higher highs all the time, so there is some measure of difference on the highs between the averages. Dollar index looks like it might be either consolidating or potentially seeking higher, in my opinion, with what I see. All right, so the initial idea, the initial thing that I like about this next upcoming silver bullet, I kind of like the sell side as potential draw liquidity. With all of this rally up, taking the buy side here, the sell side looks definitely primed to be a candidate as a potential draw on liquidity, especially as the 9:30 engineered also another pair of relatively lows and sell side liquidity right there. And yeah, that's looking pretty suspect to me. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for right now in terms of the levels, either the sell side or the buy side in here. That's two main key levels, I would say. Yeah, to this sell side there is also a fair value gap linked to it right underneath on the hourly basis, and that's how it looks like. So also taking into consideration that the 8:30 news already happened, initially traded lower into this large rally right now, and we'll see what we get going into the 10 to 11. All right, fair enough. Yes, was scooping buy side pretty consistently all day long since Asia, buy side taken, buy side taken during London, again buy side taken, buy side taken, buy side taken, buy side taken, and now again buy side taken, and no real follow through, no real continuation through that buy side. So that's always kind of suspect, and the sell side is clearly clean, but Nasdaq seems like the weaker one of those two. So Nasdaq, in my opinion, is more primed to potentially draw down down there, more likely than not. We'll see though, we'll see. But I feel like that in the first 5 to 10 minutes, I kind of established a potential draw liquidity for this dirty dog in here, and I'm favoring or siding with the sell side liquidity as it is right now. Okay, so we'll see how it goes, obviously. But yeah, I like this order block here for ES. If it's going to expand higher, it should do it off of this order block in here. We'll see. Hello Money Glitch, hello, welcome to the stream again today. And yeah, interesting game session looks like we might have. So we'll see what we get actually, but good luck, Mr. Breaker Futures. Good luck with those longs. Yeah, there is the buy side still up there. Are these relatively cool lows a trap? We'll see though, we'll see. They could be though. They could be. Therefore, I'm not gonna jump on them blindly, but they also look very primed at the same time. Well done, Mr. Breaker Futures. Well done. So yeah, let me annotate this last base in here. That's a potential bearish fair value gap. I mean bearish inversion fair value gap. I'll buy, no shorts anymore. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. I get it. Good luck with that, Mr. Money Glitch. Good luck with that. I hope it will work well for you. But yeah, not gonna lie, the sell side here looks very yummy. And so far, price looks like it made a turn, like it's selling off. I'm watching this fair value gap and this inversion closely. Any displacement type of move lower makes the sell side really nasty target, nasty draw on liquidity. The ES capitalized on that order block, moved away initially. It really has to overtake this high in here strongly if it's gonna continue higher. Otherwise, it might fold as well in here. And after so many rights on buy side, that wouldn't be too chubby. All right, so 1 more minute until the 10 a.m. silver bullet will start. I think I have an idea established so far. I prefer lower prices. I prefer the sell side in here. And now let's see how it goes, how price does deliver actually. So yeah, the fact that Nasdaq didn't took out this high there, that's also like another SMT type of confirmation. Nasdaq is weaker. Nice sell-off so far off of this fair value gap. I like to see that. That's very, very, very constructive for lower, and it's stretching aggressively now. Stretching aggressively to the downside into the 10 a.m. that will start in a couple of seconds. So let's see if it offers anything that's reasonable as an trade idea to capture a potential run towards the sell side here. So we'll see. Let me take this line a little bit further so I can actually see the price. I don't see a setup right now as it is yet, but I'm just watching and fishing whether it shows anything that makes actual sense, though. So far it's not necessarily there. This large down candle got completely smashed to the upside and price is screaming higher here after it touched the discount of this range in here, right? So that's not what you would like to see if you were short, right? Not necessarily. Yes, pierced this low right there and also rejected. So that's kind of like the last chance for ES too. Otherwise it's problematic. The dollar index is pushing slightly higher, but not too strong though. Tricky, kinda tricky though. But fine, fair enough, fair enough. It still might clear itself out, whether it's more prompt to go higher or lower. Right now I'm not convinced yet. We'll see how we deliver actually up at this fair value gap right there that we sold off already once. But yeah, I prefer it to potentially roll over. Right, so far nice reaction off of this fair value gap. This is actually bearish in here. If it can stay like this and offer a lower fair value gap, that could be a valid short idea. Let's see, I'm watching this large down candle in here. Its body, specifically its body, and I'll annotate it. That's the mean threshold of this down candle here. And this is like the line in the sand for what it wants to do. If it actually wants to sleep and go lower, it should have no problem or no issue trading through this level on a closing basis. Yet we'll see what it does actually. Yeah, so far it traded to this discount 5-minute BSI, and it initially reacted off of the upper half of it. So this is something that I want to be careful with. But yeah, the whole day so far today is pretty rangy. So false breakouts type of ideas might work interestingly well. We'll see. ES is bulking up, so I'm watching this high, whether it can take this. And that basically doesn't allow me for any shorts in here, in my mind. All right. All right, Nasdaq is kind of slowing down in here. ES is seeking higher still. So again, that buy side right there is what I'm watching. Whether it can bulk up to take that buy side liquidity. Nasdaq doesn't really look like it wants to, or that it can't even find strength to reach up into there. So we'll see. But this one definitely is a weaker sister between those two. That's fine, I guess. That's fine. But nonetheless, these relative equal lows in here and the slightly lower ones from yesterday PM session are kind of like my cup of tea for this for today's silver bullet. So let's see. We are breaking below the short-term low. Price couldn't even reach up into this fair value gap. We already traded to it twice, so preferably we shouldn't really go back up into it. Preferably. ES is also failing after taking short-term high, trading to its discount weak. All right, violating the mean threshold of this candle. So I'm watching if I can get any return to this fair value gap here, if it even stays as a fair value gap. That will be interesting though. That would be interesting. All right, it actually does. So let me consider this. Let me consider this and let me see if I can actually be on time. Okay, something like this, possibly. Well, did I? I can actually add one more because for whatever reason it didn't add. All right, I will leave it as it is. All right, so the idea is I'm using this fair value gap here coupled with this week as potential inversion, and with the idea that it shouldn't retrace back into here or already at this point, and expecting a run on the sell side liquidity down there. That's the idea. This is technically 1 to 2, but looks like I could have used 2 micros instead to maintain my full risk for today. But I guess I can stick to that lower risk after already taking 2 losses. So that might be even better idea in this case. Let's see. This is about the consecutive encroachment of this week, more or less. All right, it's already piercing through this quite aggressively. So that's kinda sus. But yeah, let's leave it and let's see what it can actually do or not. And yeah. Dollar index is trading lower right now, which is not helping with this short at the moment. That's not ideal. Around $125 risk on this one, aiming for 250, 1 to 2. And yeah, so at this moment still it looks kind of suspect. I'm not necessarily liking the fact that it's spending so much time above this weak consecutive encroachment, but my idea was that this is the drawn liquidity, and after this nice rejection here, SMT on the highs and stuff like this, already proving 2 times that it's rejecting. Everyone shorting today. Okay, so that's also not helping, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look good at this moment. It does not look good at this moment. Likely a stop out. Well, what a start to the series though. But yeah, I guess I'll have to take it. So it traded to this fair value gap here to the low for the 3rd time. So that's generally not something we want to see with a fair value gap, to see it return 3 times to it. So either this acts as a stiff resistance and rejects price and goes lower, which could happen, but yeah, it doesn't bode really well with dollar going lower. Yep. What can I say, Mr. Thailand Tamzihan? What can I say? What can I say? Rough start, but I'm not gonna give up. At least not now. But yeah. It's really close to my stop loss. Nonetheless, it traded to this fair value gap here, and this is like the last chance for it to prove itself that it wants to go lower. If it doesn't, then well, I was just wrong, and it is what it is. There is a fair value gap right there that if it's going to go lower, I would love to see it inversed. Of course, Mr. Thailand, I know. It is what it is, right? I mean, sometimes the day is not ideal. Sometimes the week is not ideal. Sometimes I make mistakes, and today was the case again. So I took a stop out there, and yeah, not really working well with the idea that I outlined. And that's what we got for today. I'll show the balance, and the balance is looking as it is. 137. Macroeconomy tells only longs. Yeah, I guess that's what the all-time highs are about. Yet still, I'm sometimes getting lured into those perfect lows like these, right? But yeah, I gotta learn the hard way. Fair enough. Let me see the ES made a higher high on the day. It actually took this out pretty smoothly. So that's why also the Nasdaq following up. And And yeah, we might see a run towards the buy side liquidity, that old low, that all-time high actually, and that is right there. And that would be a reasonable expectation at this point. It completely buried any bearishness at the moment. So yeah, I was just wrong about the draw, the next draw. It was not seeking this. So it's if it wasn't seeking this, it's likely gonna seek that upper echelon. So yeah, let me update the score. Not 2 losses, 3 losses so far. 0 wins, 3 losses first week. Well. Yep, so this nonetheless was my trade for the model. Where are they? Here they are. This was my trade for the day, and I gotta take the loss humbly and still stick to the process. Show up again tomorrow, right? That's what it is about. And we'll see if I will be able to ever bounce back off of this start. And yeah, I guess let's just watch now. Let's taper it and let's enjoy the reminder of the session without any more pressure as it is to take a trade. And yep. Well, no. I mean, I'm using the simplest silver bullet model there is. The issue that I'm dealing with right now is that I was incorrect about the draw on liquidity, and if I'm correct about that, then it's really hard for me to actually make it work. I was a little bit overzealous about this short, kind of aggressive. I should have waited a little bit longer probably, but yeah, mistakes were made. And yeah, I'll be trying to improve my mindset and my ability to work under pressure, and we'll see. Nonetheless, I'm not upset about it. It's more just like annoying, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Silver bullet best model. Yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. That's my favorite one though. But to make it work, you gotta know the draw. You gotta know where it's going next. And yeah, looks like the Nasdaq is still failing to make a higher high on the day, while ES did. So that's kind of suspect, not gonna lie. Yep. So the fact that it's failing to maintain any support at this reclaimed bullish fair value gap, it's kind of suspect. Now trading to this potential inversion fair value gap. First time it trades into it, so this could act as inversion. We'll see how it goes. Well done, Mr. Breaker Futures. Good for you. Good that you can know when enough is enough. That's pretty important when it comes to trading. And that's also the main reason why I set the rule for one trade only per day, to be content with whatever I got, right? So far I'm getting 3 losses in a row, and yeah, so far, because I'm cutting the risk, I'm cutting the risk after each trade, it doesn't hurt that much after all. Like one, and actually 2 winning trades would put me above the, and recoup all of the losses. But yeah, I got that rate cleaner setups, I guess. And if it's any iffy, like today, after all, to be honest, I like the lows. I still like them though. But we do have relative equal highs too, right? So maybe that wasn't the highest probability environment after all, but yeah. Yeah, always less is better. I feel like less is better, and it's so true when it comes to trading. Right, so it failed to offer support here at the reclaimed fair value gap. It failed to offer support at this inversion here, and now it's trading into this fair value gap. So that's the third PD array, third discount array. So if it's going to go higher, I would suspect that this should offer some measure of support around this area. But again, it's still kinda iffy, taking the fact that it left relative equal lows even here. So it's leaving lots of clean sell side liquidity pools along the way, which they might be a trap, as Money Glitch mentioned at the beginning. They might be a trap to eventually go higher first. And I guess that's the main risk. So far, this reaction in here, it should propose higher prices. It should not come back below this low, in my opinion, if it's going to go higher. So this should actually now offer support as inversion, and it should go above the reclaimed bullish fair value gap in here rather easily, and that would be very, very, very solid to attack the buy side. All right. It looks like it's bulking up in here, and those highs would look kind of suspect, but it has to really push through this rather quickly. All right, I like the close above this inversion here. Now let's see if the upper half can maintain any support. So it's dropping to the consecutive encroachment-ish, and it should reject that rather quickly and send it higher if it's good. All right, traded to the low, but the bodies are in the upper half. So this candle needs to reject. Otherwise, it's problematic for longs. Yep. So in my opinion, if it's constructive, this should reject it quickly higher. It's stalling at the 50% of this inversion here, after already respecting this fair value gap. All right, it traded above it, outside of it, so now it should go. If it's good, now it should go. If it doesn't, and then it's kind of sloppy. But now I would say it could go higher and attack this high and this high. Buy some liquidity and kind of match the ES highs as well. All right, bulking up. So I would like that if I were long. I would like to see that, and now it should just shoot up very quickly, because it kind of did everything it needed to do. So if it's actually seeking the buy side, it should do it quickly here. So let's see if we can get that moral victory with tape reading. I like that close in here. And now it really has nothing to come back on the downside, besides maybe touching the high of this reclaimed bullish fair value gap, and then just straight for this high and the larger pool of all-time highs buy side liquidity that's resting up there. All right, that would be like enough as a pullback here, in my opinion. Immediate rebalance to this candle, immediate rebalance to this candle, and the next one or the next after that, shoot for the stars. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, very nice delivery here on that immediate rebalance. It moved the same candle moved right away higher, closed at the high, the next one opening and right away trading higher. It needs to speed up in here and rush for the buy side. It has everything behind it at this moment. If it doesn't do it here, I don't know. It's very sus. Well done, Mr. Breaker Futures. Well done. That's a pretty solid result. I noticed that you are very proficient scalper though. You can like change your mind quickly a lot and usually be in time. Yeah, we'll be watching that tomorrow for sure. Nice pumping towards this high. So yeah, this buy side is really loaded at this moment. So again, I was siding with the sell side here as the draw. And since 10 a.m., what price did was pretty much just seeking higher and drawing up higher. And yeah, that was the draw. That was the correct draw to assume. Even if it doesn't get there, that was the more correct draw for the time being here, right? Doesn't mean that this could not act as a draw eventually, but with the price structure that it shows right now, this was the more prominent level. So a doji candle in here, in my opinion, would really set up a stage for a large rally above it. 6 years on in Nasdaq, that's pretty significant. Well done, man. Well done. Friday 3 sessions. You mean whether there are going to be 3 streams? Depends. Kind of depends. Depends on the fact on when I will be able to take the trade, right? So if I take a trade during London, then there will be only London. But if I don't, then there will be AM session. And if I don't find anything in AM session, then the PM session will be the cream of the crop. But yeah, we'll see what we get there, to be honest. There is no news planned for Friday, so that might loosen up the London Open maybe, because it was pretty strangled majority of this week. All right, crouching like this underneath that buy side is really asking for a nice run through it. So I'll be watching this, and yeah, that immediate rebalance in here, nicely delivered. Since then, only up candles, 2 smaller bodies. So a measure of compression, and that would be a lovely signature before a larger expansion to the upside. In ideal world, that's what I would like to see, right? But yeah, let's watch it though. Very nice reaction in here, and there is really nothing that should stop it besides a manual intervention. All right, so let's make a quick recap on what happened so far this week. I traded 3 setups. I took 3 losses with those. Setup number 1 on Tuesday, I was actually correct about the drawn liquidity, but I just messed up the entry a little bit and ended up getting stopped out just by a little bit, and then it eventually delivered as I was intending. Nice run on that buy side, all-time highs. Now let's see if it can pierce with a larger expansion above it. Then day 2 on Wednesday, I traded the London Open, and I identified a very, 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 very clean relative equal lows, and I used them as my drawn liquidity. But again, I mean, in this case, my draw was wrong, and price wasn't drawing towards those lows at all. The draw was higher, and naturally, I was just wrong about it. Wrong about the draw. And today, very similar situation. I again was looking for very clean relative equal lows to be traded to. Yet that wasn't the draw at all, and price drew towards the old high. And that's the story, right? So would I have chosen this as my drawn liquidity on the upside, and then looked for a potential bullish for value gap, bullish inversion for value gap, some discount array that would get me up there or towards that level? I would have far better chance of potentially succeeding on this day. But because I was wrong about the draw, I had no chance with my shorts here. They were just offside. So that's how it looks like, that's how it feels. And it's never a pleasant feeling, admittedly, but I will swallow it, and I will come back tomorrow for more action, right? Round 4, right? Rocky scene, round 4. And yep. So nonetheless, I hope you guys are kinda enjoying those. Eventually I will start taking wins too, don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm not sugarcoating anything or not faking anything in here. This is real market experience, and it doesn't get any realer than it is here. So yeah, we either will be building on it, improving, and letting the model eventually yield, or not, right? That's simple as that. I know this model works. I know I can execute it too. But yeah, sometimes I get it wrong, and this is how it looks like. Yeah, I'm trying my best, Mr. Breaker Futures. I'm trying my best. Nonetheless, when you are live streaming, many times it kind of something clicks in your brain many times, and yeah, every like flaw, character flaw or something shows around. So that's like a mirror to me, to myself, and eventually I always look at this as a very, very interesting way to improve your game, your mindset, your thinking when trading, following the rules and stuff. So yeah, that's also like a social experiment on this side of things. But nonetheless, we are piercing into the all-time highs. Nasdaq went higher this entire session, the silver bullet. And yeah, I was wrong about the draw. I was looking for those juicers. Look how clean they are, right? Look how clean. And they are just above these. This sell side is very, very clean. So maybe not today, but sometime in the future, this level will be impactful for the sell side draw. I'm certain of it. But yep. That's an interesting observation on your part, Money Glitch. Thanks for sharing that. I guess there is something to it, though. Yeah. All right. We'll see what we got tomorrow. Nonetheless, I'm done for today. Look, 1 a.m. candle. 1 a.m. candle. 1 a.m. candle. Not sure which time frame you refer to, Money Glitch. All right. I mean, appreciate your discovery, nonetheless. I'm not like. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what can I say, but there is definitely a gap theory, a gap up, gap down when it comes to like the new day opening up, the new week opening up. They are telling too, but yeah, it could be scalable to the hourly candle too, right? So who knows? Maybe you are up to something pretty interesting. But yeah, thanks for watching today. It was a pleasure as always. Let me show you the stats for this time being. So far, this is how it looks like, and I'll be working with it tomorrow. And yeah, come back for more action then. So thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye bye. Have a nice one. Lucid trading. Lucid.